Hi. So I want to talk about, spirituality and people who want to get help. Help from, let's say, spirit guides, the soul family, from ETs and starseeds and races like Pleiadians and Lyrans and all the good guys that we hear about. And the subject is big, so I'm just gonna touch the surface and not cover all of it, but just the basics that I see coming up more in the people that I work with. So it has to do with people being hurt by life, by various events, by other people, by entities, and like just various things. And what happens, like our pain and anxiety and frustrations and troubles built up. Some people handle it really well, others can get brought down by it and have a harder time dealing with it. So we sort of put up walls and hide within and don't allow anyone close. And of course, everyone's going to handle it differently. But what happens eventually is that a lot of this pain will build up to the point where we want to become invisible. We don't want to be hurt anymore. We don't want to meet certain people. We don't want to engage with certain people. We try or start avoiding them, whether it's like toxic family. And of course, the word toxic, like it can be used, like I'm generalizing it, but some people can handle things really well. Others are like, this is too much. And if I am with that person or this group, I notice myself being destroyed. I can't be myself anymore. I become part like them. So like we see ourselves like crumbling down, and we have to take care of like how we feel and how we're doing. So with everything that builds up and us wanting to be invisible, to not be attacked anymore, to not feel pain, to experience like less attacks, less accidents, just like least amount of possible pain. And, we started like living differently. And at the same time, while we want to be invisible from anything that can hurt us or anyone that can target us, we want help. We hear and read about starseeds and soul families. We read it like, hey, we have past lives and I believe in afterlife. So I lived previously and I think I had a family. So if I had a family, why are they not helping me? Why am I all alone, trapped here, feeling like crap, feeling like an alien, finding no place to belong at all? And, why is no one helping me? If I had friends, if I was powerful being, like, you hear me talk about, hey, you're a godlike being, you're infinite, you're everything, you can do absolutely everything. And I pitch that and I believe in that a lot. And at the same time, you hear me talk about this, you probably hear other people talking similarly. And then you wonder, if I am that powerful, and then I'm here and I'm trapped and, like various things sort of got me trapped, limited, suppressed, and blah, blah, blah. Why are all the people that I've made an impact to and helped, why are they not helping me? And it's the same reason of you wanting to be invisible. It's like contradicting, and I'm not saying it's the right way to look at it, but I'm finding it more common, where we try to hide from problems, from people, from situations that can hurt us. And of course, no one really wants to experience pain unless they're sort of like addicted and like, hey, slap me. Like we don't really go for it. But while we are hiding, a lot of good people and beings will not see us because we're trying to hide our existence. We're trying to not be seen by absolutely everyone. And while we start hoping for, I want to be seen, I want to get helped, I want to contact my soul family, my guardian angel, my spirit guides, and we have so many possible groups and individuals and beings who could be there for us. And then we wonder, why are we not getting it? So one of the like biggest things that will cause them to not contact you, to not help you, is that you are trying to be invisible, avoiding pain, avoiding any targeting, avoiding anything that's negative. And of course, like, you're trying to take care of yourself, you're trying to protect yourself. So that's really good. But at the same time, it's like a double-edged sword. And while it is helping you to sort of fight back and protect yourself and stay safe and not experience pain, it is also hiding you and making you invisible from beings that could be there for you. So that's one thing. Another thing why some of us are not getting help is that this place, Earth, is pretty toxic. And for any being to come here, it's going to hurt them. It's really, if any of you got out of body and experienced astral travel, astral projection, maybe lucid dreaming, you will notice that you drop your case, meaning a lot of these emotions, the way you react to life, your thoughts, your problems, things that trigger you, things that piss you off, things that cause a lot of those negative emotions, like daily problems, like, oh, I parked the car, or my family's doing this thing and it annoys me and all. So you have like a lot of things going on. When you get out, it's gone. Not like the problems disappear, but the thoughts, the triggers, all the emotions that were really built up and hurting you are no longer there. Like, it's very clear. You don't really have thoughts. It's in a way empty, but at the same time, it's this calmness. Like, you don't need to think. You have knowledge. You see things, you experience things, you feel it, but you don't necessarily have to think about it. So there is no longer this thought mechanism that follows us with what if and what I like, there's like a lot of like logical structures that we have built from birth, and like the way we saw life and the way we started telling ourselves the story about ourselves, about life, about certain events and problems and all, it's no longer there. A lot of these programmings and things that limit you here with your thoughts of, oh, I really like this person, so I'm going to send them a message. And, you have this great relationship, you send them a message and you're trying to build things, and they don't respond to you for a few minutes. And then an hour, and you're like, do they not like me? Did I ruin something? Did something happen? And you have tons of thoughts following with, why are they not responding? And tons of emotions and thoughts, and now you're feeling bad, wrong, guilty, and what if? You're going to tell yourself 50 different stories, and then the person replies, hey, I love you too, like, blah, blah, blah. Like, so for a few hours or maybe a day, you had so many emotions. But when you get out of body, this is not going to happen. You don't have that thought process, the logics, or, like things of what if. It's just not there. And that is what makes, like, let's say, this out-of-body experience, consciousness shifting, astral travel, like lots of labels for that experience of not being tied to this physical body and not being tied to the belief system that you carry over here. And once you're free of that, it's just so freeing. It's like liberating. It's freaking, I don't know, like you just have this huge relief of, wow. So that's what freedom looks like and feels like. So for a lot of beings who come here on Earth, it's like you get into this network, like it's a vehicle that just starts affecting you. And all of a sudden you get like plugged in and you are constantly buzzing with thoughts, and like, it's just not good for you. So a lot of people and beings who know that, hey, we would like to help someone out, but they know what the cost is. They're gonna like, it's like walking straight into radiation. And like, oh, Chernobyl. So like, you need to help someone, and you need to like go straight into that nuclear reactor place and pick up a person and bring them back. The person's dying and they're not gonna last long, but would you be willing to like almost kill yourself to bring them back? That's like what walking into Earth feels like for a lot of beings. Like, it's literally destroying you from within. And a lot of people will avoid that. So one is us being invisible. Two, it's usually not worth it because most people, they want to be saved, but they're not willing to get out of their comfort zone, get out of the story they've been telling themselves their whole life or for a very long time, and to finally shift that. It is so easy to fall into the thought mechanism of, oh, this has happened 50 times, like I'm super unlucky. No matter what I do, this ain't gonna change. And, like, I'm stuck. I'm just like, I've tried everything and it didn't work. People already start telling themselves stories, and they believe in that so much that nothing will help. They don't believe that there is a fix. The only fix is there can be this amazing being from beyond Earth that's gonna come and save me. How are they gonna come? How are they going to save you is one thing. Other people are stuck into, oh, well, time travel back to that moment, and if I can just alter this moment, is going to change everything. And now they're waiting for, traveling back and seeing if that can change anything. But good luck. Like, people are not willing to step out of their comfort zone and really fix things. So there's a lot into it. And I think, like, looking at why are we not getting help? The biggest reason of them all is that we're looking at beings who are not limited, who don't have a case. We're looking at someone who, as I would define, let's say, godlike beings, basically infinite, not limited. They're free, they're creating, they're godlike beings. Okay, yeah, easy for me to say. But when we are playing on the level of, I am trapped, I am stuck, nothing I do works, I've tried everything and it still didn't work, and we have so many stories of why nothing's going to change and why we can't change. We've tried and it didn't work, and no matter what I do, it's not going to work and all. So we already believe we're stuck, yet we are looking for a fix up here. And these levels don't match. You can't get help if you don't go up. And it's basically like, let's just say, I'll pick up me for an example, and it's probably not the best example, but what I did, let's say my physical body, like doctors kept telling me like, oh, your scoliosis, like can't fix it. Like, it's already too late, blah, blah, blah. And I went to get a physical therapy because I was working out and I did exercise in the wrong way and I hurt my back. And I was like, okay, fuck it. Like, I'm just going to go with, I need a fix. So I got it. I got a massage and physical therapy and stretching and everything else in just 1 hour. And it felt like, wow, I had no idea that it would feel so good. But for me, I had to step out of my comfort zone, go to see people and work with strangers, allow someone to touch my body. I was so freaking into telling myself a story like, okay, sexual abuse and then tons of other things happening in my life where I feel I don't want to allow anyone into my space. I'm afraid of people. I don't want anyone to touch me, and I feel freaking dirty when anyone is touching me and stuff. So I had a bunch of trauma, and I had to step out of the story I've been telling myself and fuck it, I'm just gonna allow someone to touch me and work on me. And that for me was huge step, huge. And then the change it made into, I feel better. And I had no idea I needed the physical touch in my life so much. It was just healing in lots of ways. And now, it's been more than 6 months of me going into weekly massage therapies, and I love it, and it changed my life and is the best thing that happened. So for me to go from the story of, nothing can help and I'm this and da into, wow, I actually am willing to change and work on this, into the part of, oh, it's so freeing and I love this. So if we want to get help from beings that we would consider, let's say, more advanced, more able, the godlike, anything that we see them as, while we might look at ourselves as, possible victim, and of course it's generalized terms, so we'll get offended, but the stories we've told ourselves and how we have trapped ourselves, or things that have hurt us so much that we got stuck. We literally got closed up so much that nothing can help. And being able to step out and try something new and getting on, literally the best way I can say this, if you want to get help from any star seeds and let's say Pleiadians, Taygetans, and whatever groups you're looking up to that you like and admire and would like to communicate with, you have to get on their level. Because while we are more identifying as human beings, identifying as male or female, and the stories we've told ourselves and the things we have experienced, we're going to play on a level of, very materialistic, stuck individual who can't do anything. And it's just a lot of systematic stuff, ideologies and programming that keeps us very limited. And we have to step out of this zone or level. And even if it's for a moment, even if it's for 1 hour max, that little change you make can be life-altering. And you literally can have a connection, like let's say you might do meditation, you might do visualization, you might fall asleep and get out of body accidentally, and you might communicate with these beings if that's like communication you want. But literally, we have to change. And change is so freaking hard. Depending on what you have experienced, what you believe and how you see life, and how much you have tried and seen if things work or not, like finding right tools, finding things that can help you step out of your comfort zone and literally give you some change to make you believe that something can happen, it's huge. But good luck with that. It's not easy. And so, easy for me to say, hey, if you want Tibetans and Pleiadians and spirit guides and yada yada, whoever you believe in, whoever you want to make contact with, whoever you want to connect with, if you want to have that connection, you need to get on their level. This term is very generalized, but to do that is freaking hard. But, like we have to look at our lives and what we have experienced so far, and then what can we do? And maybe differently. Even if we don't like it, even if it feels weird at first, can we make that little change to see if anything can be different? And doing it again and again and again. Because we have to try new things and try it more than once. Like literally changing habits, takes more than 3 months. And it's not easy. But is that like willpower, discipline, and it's like, hey, if you have a good enough why, if you have a reason, a lot of things can change. But if it's just like, let's see if it works, then you're not putting in the effort, or you are putting in the effort, but it's not enough. So that would be my take on these things. If we want to have a connection with beings that we look up to, or think like, why am I not getting help? You need to look at where you're living, what your mindset is, and if you're looking to be saved, or if you're actually doing something to get on the level to meet with people. So there's that. And hopefully you understand it. Like I'm not pretty clear. I'm not best at explaining subjects, but that's what I wanted to share today. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.